think Game of Thrones is still widely regarded as one of the best television dramas ever produced, and this is the only Game of Thrones studio tour in the world. This is the mecca for Game of Thrones fans.
Game of Thrones. Panasonic projectors have transformed the world's only official Game of Thrones studio tour. Located at Linen Mill Studios in Banbridge, Northern Ireland, this spectacular immersive tour takes fans behind the scenes of the Seven Kingdoms. And to talk about Game of Thrones and Panasonic, Hartmut Kulessa is here in BIZ News. Hi Hartmut, thank you for being with us. So why should people visit the Game of Thrones tour?
Yeah, first, the Game of Thrones is still the most popular, most successful, and many people say it's the best TV series produced ever. And the Linen Mill is the only studio tour that exists globally, and therefore quickly it really became like the mecca for all the Game of Thrones fans worldwide. Then for Warner, the producing company of the TV series, the Game of Thrones is a very important brand. So everyone from the beginning, it was very clear, and everyone made sure this Game of Thrones studio tour would meet the highest technical standards and the highest expectations of the visitor. So it was really done in a very top level way. And what visitors can expect is they get connected with the actual content of the TV series, and that in a very immersive way. So there is a very detailed and nicely decorated set that puts people into the world of the Seven Kingdoms. And then the decoration nicely blends with the video content and the actual filmed footage from the series. So people are really getting connected and getting inside the world of the Game of Thrones, which is a very exciting experience to visit.
Mm-hmm. And do you think technology can enhance that experience?
The technology, of course, needs to work in the background. So what's important is that you blend the video with very large images that fill the viewing angle of the visitors. And this is with the big curved projection that you have in the Game of Thrones studio tour, which is one of the highlights of the tour. And that is to connect the customer with the content of the series. But then, of course, it's very important in the detail that the color reproduction of the projector is actually matching the original atmosphere of the film footage. So the color space, the atmosphere needs to be the same, so you need a projector that can actually reproduce that color in a very true and original way. And then of course the technology should work in the background and not interfere with the experience. And then of course the technology needs to be kind of seamlessly integrated, not having a high noise level which is distracting or destroying the immersive experience. And if you put all this together, people get really the connection with the content, and they feel like being there in the Seven Kingdoms. The other thing that Warner, or the production company that was building this, wanted to make sure is to prepare the Game of Thrones studio tour for that immersive moment. So people going into an experience today, they tend to take a photography of themselves in front of the content, and they share this online with the friends and family. So that's that Instagram moment. And therefore it was very important to the makers of the studio tour that the projection content of the original series, when taken on a still image by a digital camera, would still make that exciting and true picture quality that you see in the original film, so that the quality level also of the photography taken meets the highest standards. Very many points and factors they had to consider, really optimizing and enhancing the visitor experience always.
Yeah. And besides all of those points, which are of course very important for that experience, are there any other things that were important for the Game of Thrones tour, for the studio?
Of course, this is a fixed installation, which is open and designed to be open for a very long time, and they have everyday long opening hours. So they had, of course, in mind factors like the operational cost, but most importantly also the sustainability of this installation. So with the Panasonic laser projectors, they found a technology where they saw immediately a net carbon benefit because they could implement the projectors into their show control system and operate them always in the best condition and minimize power consumption, so reduce their carbon footprint, and at the same time extend the lifetime of the products. So that is very important to them in terms of keeping the cost under control. So they could achieve two things at the same time, reducing the carbon footprint and electricity consumption and extending the lifetime of the product, which in the end is a big benefit for them in terms of the operating cost and the sustainability of this location.
Yeah, you can definitely see that sustainability is a huge topic becoming more and more important. And now if we look at location-based entertainment and those immersive installations that you were talking about, how do you see this industry trend? How is your view on that?
Generally speaking, people today, they value an experience more than something that they can possess or buy. This is why it's really a booming and growing market to go into experiences. Immersive experiences have started off with digital art, where visitors could enjoy the paintings of Monet and Van Gogh recreated in a digital and very entertaining way. What we now see, and Game of Thrones is probably one good or best example for that, is that content is spreading out into different genres. And so from digital art, we are now moving into TV series, into movie franchise. We also see theatrical or musical content being reproduced. So we see a more growing variety of different contents, which speaks then to different target audiences. And this is spreading out kind of globally. So everyone will find very nice attractions near their own location. And we will expect basically to see this to be a growing market for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So it's a very interesting opportunity also to create business in this segment.
Yeah, I'm very excited what will be next. So thank you so much for being with us on BIZ News and for telling us about the Game of Thrones tour. Thank you
You're welcome.
so much.
Thank you.
Steven Vindevogel has been recently appointed as Head of Mobile Solutions Europe. Steven is with BIZ News to share his ambitions and vision around the Toughbook brand.
Our customers and the users of our products and solutions are typically key workers for our customers. So they're like the frontline people, really driving the business of the customer. So it's really important for us and for the customer to support that activity. And so our customers need more than just a company who delivers hardware. They expect much more of us, so they expect us to guide them through lots of phases in their business and support them up until the end of their activity. To be honest, so that's a challenge that we want to offer to our customers as a partner more than a supplier. For me, Toughbook is quality and customer. Customer input, as I just said, it's very important for us to listen to our customers, to improve our products based on that input. And we're also unique in a way that we have built a complete ecosystem around the core product. Not only accessories, but more than that, solutions, and that includes software and other aspects as well. Of course, we need a big engineering team and support to develop that, so that also is something unique for us. And we go all the way, so we also have local service centers to service our customers and the products that we deliver.
Based on Panasonic Green Impact for the entire group, Panasonic Connect is reducing its environmental impact across the entire company's value chain. At Connect, the hardware, software and solutions which are used at customer sites bring innovation and contribute to the ultimate goal of creating efficiency, a better society, and a sustainable future. To know more about it, I'm here with Kathrin Schlangenfeldt, Specialist for Sustainability at Panasonic. Kathrin, what does that mean? Can you give us an example?
Yes, sure. So Panasonic Connect has recently published its first dedicated sustainability report. It's available on the website. And let me give you one example from this report. So through the implementation of Blue Yonder's transportation management system at one major customer, it was possible to increase transport efficiency by 7%, which of course helps to reduce the environmental impact of transportation in the supply chain. And this falls within so-called Scope 3 emissions, which is for most companies a major challenge in general.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, the entire Panasonic Group is strongly committed to decarbonizing its own value chain, as well as contribute to decarbonization of society. Do you agree?
Yes, of course. So for instance, for our own impact, as we call it in Scope 1 and Scope 2, we aim to achieve net zero until 2030. And last year, we have achieved significant progress and our CO2 emissions decreased for our production activities significantly. And the number of zero CO2 emission factories globally is meanwhile 31, and this is a big step forward. However, at the same time, across the entire value chain, we set the target to achieve net zero until 2050, and reducing CO2 emissions in Scope 3 remains also for us a very big challenge.
Mm-hmm. So it is very obvious that the private sector plays an important role in contributing to decarbonization of society. And this at the heart of Panasonic Green Impact, is that correct?
Yes, the importance and the engagement of the private sector on climate change mitigation could also very well be seen at last year's COP in Dubai, which is the UN Climate Summit. And with, again, another record year in terms of global temperatures just behind us, the urgency goes really without saying. So last year there was much debate about big oil versus science, about whether or not it can be agreed to really phase out fossil fuels. It did not come to an agreement for a complete phase out. It's rather a phase down, but also tripling renewable energy capacity globally by 2030.
And at the same time, interestingly, more and more companies participated in the UN Climate Summit, who have been there to engage in discussions and who are eager to shape the green transformation, right?
Yes, we can really say that it has become a place for businesses to present their solutions and how they can contribute to climate change mitigation. So again, on last year's COP, Panasonic participated on site in the Japanese pavilion at COP to showcase the group's independent distributed energy solutions. So it displayed the power generation solutions such as perovskite solar cells, green hydrogen generation and pure hydrogen fuel cells, and also storage devices. And let me say that these are actually the key technologies that make Panasonic Green Impact possible. So with our technology, we can contribute to decarbonize society and help avoid emissions, and which goes really also beyond the decarbonization of our own value chain. And this is Panasonic Green Impact.
Yeah, very important step towards sustainability. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this very important topic. And thank you so much for being with us on BIZ News.
Thank you very much.
The future of SMT production is 24-hour manufacturing that can adapt to the needs of customer demands. Panasonic Connect Europe recently featured at Productronica in Munich the most recent technology advancements in this field. Doris Ucal explains more.
Thank you, Vanessa. I am happy to introduce the next steps in making autonomous factories a reality to our BIZ News audience today, here on our booth at Productronica in Munich. Many production sites still rely on their employees' knowledge and manpower, the so-called 5M, human, machine, material, method, measurement method. Introduced at Productronica, Panasonic's new APC 5M system for 5M process control automates these important elements of manufacturing. Detecting 5M variations as well as line changes in real time, the system ensures a smooth production process without downtime. Thanks to AI and data analysis, APC 5M becomes increasingly accurate in diagnosing and solving problems. Besides, the new NPM G series is now available on the European market, an integrated range of SMT production systems designed to respond in real time to production changes for continuous autonomous updates. The series, which includes an auto setting feeder, the NPM GPS stencil printer, and the NPM GH pick and place machine, enables customers to set up individual, flexible, efficient, and economical production lines. Thanks to the new systems, we get one step further towards the autonomous factories and can adapt to the needs of customer demands. Please visit our demo center in Munich to experience the equipment in person. Now back to you, Vanessa.
This is all from us by now. Please follow Panasonic Connect Europe on LinkedIn and YouTube for further updates. Thank you for watching and see you soon.